And we are live. Welcome to the first 12-man TV broadcast. I'm joined here today by the Northfield Town FC Management team. Thanks for joining us, guys. How you doing?
Hiya.
How are you? How are you?
Yeah, not too bad considering what's happened. It's an absolute nightmare, this.
Yes, terrible at the minute.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. What are you doing at the moment to pass away the time?
For me, it's just trying to keep the kids entertained at the minute. Trying to keep positive. Obviously speaking to my father every day, making sure he's okay, and just keeping the kids entertained. It's hard, but
it is.
It's got to be done.
Yeah, it is. It is a hard time. What you guys been doing, Simon, Danny? What you been up to? Been up to much?
Personally, still working.
Oh right, you are okay. Oh, fair play. Yeah. What field you work in?
Construction. So our sector's not been closed down, have we? We've been told to keep going.
Bloody hell! So when do you think you got an inclination when it may end, or?
No time soon, really. Just keep on working until they tell us otherwise, really. Because we're all self-employed, aren't we? So we're in that self-employed bracket that they're talking about now. So
yeah,
we don't know where we're standing. We're in limbo, so we just got to keep working because we need money, I guess. So.
Yeah. Well, keep yourself safe. You know, practice that distancing as best as you can. You know, it's a bit hairy at the moment. What about you, Danny? What you been up to?
Yeah, the same as Colin, really. Trying to keep the kids entertained as best as I can. The homeschooling and stuff like that. I definitely don't envy the teachers, put it that way. I've had a right nightmare today. But yeah. So keeping them entertained as best I can, keep yourself busy.
No, fair play. I thought it was a earlier in England, 8 o'clock. Everybody went on the doorstep and actually clapped for the nurses, doctors, and carers. I thought that was very heartwarming, and that was a nice touch today.
Yeah.
There was I'm in Worcester at the moment, and I know you guys are in Birmingham. There was fireworks going off here and all sorts, so I thought it was a real nice touch.
It's brilliant job they do at the minute. Everyone is still having to go out and do their thing. It's magnificent. But feel for them all as well. It's scary times at the moment. Really hard.
I feel truly humbled by the work they're putting in. It's truly humbling. Standing.
It's good for the people that have recognised it as well by stepping out the front door and doing it as well. So that's made them feel a bit more appreciated and stuff like that.
Yeah, very nice touch. Right, okay, for people at home who don't actually know. Yes, if you just want to introduce yourselves, what's your roles? Obviously, you're Northfield Town FC Management. So, Colin, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Colin Jones, and I'm joint manager of Northfield Town Football Club. Okay,
and next we've got Simon.
Simon Williams, assistant manager and coach. Northfield.
Okay, and lastly we've got Danny.
Yeah, I'm Danny. I'm a joint manager with Colin as well. Northfield, obviously.
Good stuff. Some of the viewers may know I've done a couple of vlogs previously, Northfield Town. There's a couple of crazy results. The first one was against Solihull United. You beat top of the league. That set, you was in third at the time. That sent you to second place. That was a great result. Then you had the result after, which we won't talk too much about, but that was a crazy game. That's in the vlog. People can see if they want. Obviously, I don't think you guys have probably watched it again. It's just one of them. I've never seen a game of football like that. I mean, 3-0 up at half time, and then to lose 5-3. That was just absolutely crazy. But we won't talk too much about that.
I was going to say, I thought we weren't going to talk about it.
Sorry.
I watched the first half, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good half. But I can tell you guys and the club will be chomping at the bit to actually put that right, and I will be down again to vlog again and film a game. But at the moment, we've had breaking news today regarding the Football League, some of the non-leagues. Is your league suspended till the rest of the season? I'm not au fait with it. Can you guys chip in and tell me about that?
Go on,
you want to go, Dan?
Nah, go on.
Oh, go on. Yeah, obviously the news today that all the leagues have stopped. No promotions, no winners, no relegations. Again, for me, it is what it is. They've had to come to a decision. They've made that decision. We respect it as a club. There's some people not going to be happy. Some teams are going to be happy. But it's just one of them things. You've got to look at the bigger picture. The country's in a right state at the minute. It's everyone's fighting, and people are losing loved ones, and it's scary at the minute. So that just just goes backwards a bit. Football in the minute. Obviously we can talk about it, and it passes the time of day away. But you've just got to look at the bigger picture, and we hopefully we'll be through it soon. And the good things, we can all start again, and we just have to start on an even keel. Simple.
Is it the National League? Has that been suspended as well, or do you know about that? Or was it just like was it? You said step 2 to step 7. Was it something? Or,
yeah, that's the ones. Yeah, step 2 to step 7. So yeah, they're the ones that have been cancelled.
Right. So that includes the Midland Football League as well, Danny.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, right down to step 7. Yeah.
How do you? I mean, I know obviously the situation is a bad situation, but how do you guys feel about that at the moment? Because you've worked hard all season. I know it has to happen, but how do you feel about that? I mean, you'll be going again, so you'll be starting next season. Everybody's in the same league. How do you feel about that?
It's obviously good in that you can't finish the season that you started, but like Colin said, really, there's bigger things going on out there, isn't there? Really, so football does have to take a sideward step.
Yeah.
There was lots and lots of games to be played. So from our point of view, obviously, we were in the contention to still win the league, but we had a lot of games to play. I think it was over 30-odd points to play. So
that's a lot of points.
Who's to say we could go on and win all those games? The same for the teams that are around us. So you want to finish the season, of course you do, but we understand obviously that there are bigger things out there at the minute, and totally, I think it's probably the right decision. Well, it's definitely the right decision. So it's disappointing, but we understand it, and we'll just have to look at it again next season and just see where we go from there. And on March on, hopefully we can be in the same position again this time next season, but obviously finish the season. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk more about Northfield Town now. First of all, I want to know how did you all meet? How did you become the management of Northfield Town?
Go on, Cole.
I used to play for the Austin. Danny I played with Danny for I think it might have been a couple of years, mightn't it, Dan?
Yeah.
When we were playing, and then I unfortunately I had to stop playing because persistent problems with my groins. So I ended up taking over at the Austin. Danny played for me, and then luckily for me brought Simon involved as well. So I had the pleasure of managing them as well. Came out at the Austin. I thought my next step was Saturday football. Spoke to Danny and Simon about coming on board, because when I did manage them, I had the pleasure of speaking to them about football, and the way they spoke about football, it was really knowledgeable, and I knew that they'd done the badges as well. And to be fair, I've worked with them. It's been an absolute pleasure, and they've really learnt me lots. The pair of them, and without bigging them up too much, they are really, really top drawer at what they do. And I couldn't put them enough up enough. You know what I mean? Really, really good.
Love working with the guys. You've got UEFA. Is it UEFA Bs you guys have got? UEFA badges. Yeah. I know. I done my FA coaching badge a long time ago, and that was like the first tier of coaching badges. So I know. I've seen people doing the UEFA Bs. I know the amount of work it takes to actually get a UEFA B. It takes a lot of time, and it's bloody expensive as well. I mean, I think it's in this country it's quite expensive, more than Europe. I think they're saying about they need to lower the prices so we can get more coaches. It's a bit off-putting. Obviously, you guys are minted, so you can lend me a few quid, Danny and Simon. But yeah, how long did it take you to get the UEFA B? Did it take you a long time, or?
Go on, Sol.
I think it's. Am I right in saying it's 12 months then?
Yeah. It's like a bit shorter than that, but yeah, near enough. Yeah.
Right. You have to go through a lot of sessions, though. A lot of training sessions, training players, and a lot of. It's also written work as well. It's not pretty. It's not pretty straightforward. What I saw, it's a lot of work. Where did you do that? Did you do that in was it Tamworth or something? That area.
We did it. It was all over the place, but. When you say it's hard work, it's not hard work. It's what you love to do. So, if anything, you just get pulled in, and you can't take yourself away from it. Really, it gets you thinking about the game in a different way. So, it's the only thing that you'd say the cost is a big deal. But again, you're paying for something that you want to do, you love to do. So,
I agree.
On things.
I agree with you totally. I know what you're saying. Nothing's hard work if you're loving what you're doing. That's enjoyment. I agree with you totally. Okay, so talk about Northfield Town again. What's the ethos of the club? Who wants to jump in on that one?
I'll get that. I mean, when you say an ethos, most people think about playing styles, things along those lines. But I think Danny and Colin would agree, and the club and all the players. I think would say that we're more about unity, ambition, commitment to each other. Doing everything we can for each other, and when times get tough, not looking to desert your mate and be there for them. So I think, and that's just like us as a coaching staff, that's the players, the board, everybody that puts the food on. We've just got this togetherness, which is really what we're about. It's our team spirit. That's what we are. It's Northfield Town.
Yeah.
It's not so much about us saying. I mean, we do have a certain way we want to play football and we want to be attractive, but that's nothing unless we're together and we're going to be like the attitude's right and the commitment's right, and we all put 110% effort in every training session and every game we play. Yeah.
No, I think Northfield Town is a proper football club. I've been to Northfield Town a few years back, and I've only recently come back down again to see what's happening now. I've got to say it's a proper football club. Everyone made me feel welcome when I came down there. No, it's a proper football club. Also, I wanted to ask, how do you go about recruiting your players? How do you go out and watch a lot of local games, or do you know somebody, say a player who says, check out this guy? How do you actually go about that, recruiting players?
I think with the level that we're at, you do get a lot of word of mouth. Some of the players, obviously, some of the players that we've got that played at levels obviously above what they're playing at now, and probably still could do. So they know a lot of players as well. But having said that, obviously you're playing against other teams. I suppose you're looking at them, observing those players as well. And then obviously you're looking at the youth leagues as well that are coming through. Youth players that are coming through. I mean, we've recruited well this year in terms of the youth players. We've took on Ethan Muckley, who's come from Alvechurch, their youth development side. So,
right, okay.
Again, so it's like looking at those sort of teams around our area, really, that you'll look to, and you'll pick at the manager's brains, or they'll ring you and they'll push players in your way, if they think they might match that level that you're at right now. So so it's a bit of word of mouth from the players themselves, a bit of us going out, obviously having a little look at Sunday games, or if you can get out in a midweek game and go and watch it, as well as obviously watching the actual level that we're actually playing at the same time. So it's a case of picking the player there and then and having a look at them and see if they fit what we want to do. But we're quite lucky. We've been quite lucky actually, because our group of players are all quite close knit, all known each other for a very very long time. Some of them are best of pals. So so in terms of bringing players in, wouldn't say we've looked to bring many players in. It's just filling holes when we've got a few injuries or someone's left through workman commitments or on the odd occasion that they felt like that they haven't been getting the minutes that they obviously feel like they needed. So we haven't really had to go out really and massively recruit in these 2 seasons that we've been there. We've added, but I wouldn't say we've gone out there, gone searching for players. We've been quite lucky, really.
So, I mean, it's another question. How much would you say Northfield Town takes up of your time? I'm asking this all of you. How much time does it take up Northfield Town, just thinking about it and preparing? And would you say it's a constant thing? I know you obviously, you lads, you do other work as well, but is it you're constantly thinking, I imagine, all the time about Northfield Town?
I'll go first on that one. It feels like a full-time job for me. It definitely does, because it's not just a case of about just the Saturdays. Me and Colin will be on the phone left, right, and centre talking.
Who's fit? Any injuries?
Colin will be on the phone to Simon, vice versa. I'll be on the phone to Simon about sessions and stuff like that. So it's always the case from Saturday to Monday when I get in the office. I'm there, like, thinking about what the training session might be. I don't know about the rest of the guys, but yeah.
Yeah, how many training sessions do you do a week? Is it a couple or once a week?
Yes, we just do the one session once a week, really. It's just, obviously, with the level that we're at, it's hard to put the demand on the lads that are obviously working all sorts of hours, left, right, and centre. But we try to do the best as what we can within the level we are. But I'm not sure what the rest of the lads feel like about how much time.
It's quite demanding. For me, obviously, pre-season's quite demanding as well. Trying to sort out all the sponsorships and just making sure everything's ready for pre-season and for when we kick off. Like I say, we don't pay the players. So, fair play to them. The training sessions are normally good. We've had a couple of sessions this season where the numbers have been low, but generally they're normally really good. And, the lads, again, fair play to them. They've all got, 9 to 5 jobs. We don't train till 8 o'clock on the night. They still turn up and give us everything, So, again, like Simon said, it's a collective. Me, Simon and Danny put everything into it. The committee, and the players do. We're really lucky, really lucky. We feel as a group.
Yeah.
For me, it's not.
Sorry.
It's not as. No, I was going to say for Danny and Colin have a greater responsibility in terms of talking to players, probably telling them why they're being left out. Probably got more to do with like Colin's just said, sponsorships and dealing with committee things and stuff. So I'm more. It's football for me. It's more like training.
Hands-on training.
It's more like how we're playing. Yeah. So I haven't got that stress as much as they have, really. So I can't say that it's as demanding for me. I've got more of a little bit of backseat, which is the way I prefer it anyway. We all have our strengths and stuff, and Colin's good at what he does, Danny's good at what he does, and I'm good at what I do. And that's what makes a good team. That's why we're good at what we do.
Yes, you all come together as a collective. That's good. It all works. I was just going to say to you, actually, Simon, I noticed you had some kits to record the game to show back to the players. Do you show that back to the players in the sessions that you do, the training sessions? I thought it was very high tech. I've never seen that before at non-league, and that's something I saw at other professional clubs. I thought, kudos to yourself. Is it something you do before training or after training?
Yeah. No, there's sometimes at some point during the season, because, generally speaking, our seasons we've been at Northfield have gone well. So there hasn't been much to really get into the players. We've given them bits and bobs as individuals. But like we said, we've been fortunate. We've won a lot of games. So we when we feel like it's slipping away or the players have stepped off the gas a little bit and things don't look right, then we'll address it. And that's once every maybe 6 weeks, 8 weeks, when we'll get them down. It might be an evening where we can't train, like it's rained off or something like that. So we'll say, look, everybody get down to the club. Or it might be a Saturday game that's been called off, get down to the club. We're going to be there anyway. We've got some video to show you, and we'll go through a few things. And the the players love it. To be fair, they take it really well. So.
No,
let me jump in on that.
Go on. Yeah, Sam. Yeah.
There's a little bit more detail that Simon does to that. It's like Monday Night Football. He gets, he's got
feels
his.
Sorry to interrupt. Feels like Sky Sports here. You know what I mean?
I'm sure that some of the players will say he's got his own little app type thing that breaks down like sort of the movements where the line should be and all that sort of stuff. So when we go back to the first question in terms of one of the other questions, sorry, you said about the time that it takes, and Simon says he takes a backward seat and you don't feel so much pressure. But that's the little things that Simon will be doing. He'll be on his laptop breaking down like plays where things went well and when they didn't go well, but not only breaking them down and then just saying, oh, that's the video. He's putting things in place in terms of like what you see on Sky Sports and stuff, and putting arrows in different places and stuff. And then he will send that to me and Colin prior to us showing the players, and we'll all then digest it, talk through it, agree with it, and then Simon will present it to the players. So when he talks about time and stuff, that I suppose when he said a minute ago that he takes a backward seat, that's massive. That's huge. And the players, especially last year, we haven't had the opportunity to do it this year with the weather, and sure that Simon will obviously say, because the camera obviously isn't as great when it's raining. But yeah, it's massive, and the players can actually see. They can see what the ideas that we're wanting them to do, or seeing that how good that they're playing, or what they did well, or areas of improvement. And that's down to Simon spending that time on his laptop at silly o'clock at night and giving it out to the lads. So yeah, it's a little bit more detail to that. He's been a bit modest.
No, I think fair play. Like I say, I've watched a few things about different clubs, and I see Southampton, different professional clubs. They record a lot of games, even training sessions, play it back to the players, and I think that's a good thing. Anything that can give your players a little bit of an extra edge, I'm all about that. And I think I'd not seen that before at some non-league clubs. So no, kudos to yourselves. Okay, another question for you. What's the best game you've been involved at Northfield Town FC since you've been in there, in obviously your tenure? You say, I don't know want to take that one.
I'll go. I'll say last year against Moore's Academy, as it was last year. So it's Solihull United now this season because they changed the name. We played them at home. Obviously they were going for the title at the same time. It was quite early on in the season, but we were new to the job quite early on in the season as well, playing some good football, but we come up against a more side that were really, really quick, pressed us really well, and really good side, and they were 3-0 up at half time. And then
another crazy one. Another crazy.
Another crazy. So 3-0 up at half time, and then we pull it back 3-3 to obviously draw the game. But we should have won it last kick of the game. So that one sticks out to mind for me. And then obviously the massive one to win the league last season. Against Feckenham, our last game of the season, to win it, to hold our nerve, that were the best games for me. I'm not sure about Colin and Simon anyway, but
Can you hear me? Because my pods are gone off.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
For me, again, let's say the two Solihull games where we was losing in both, and obviously the home game, the last game of the season, the home game, where we needed to win, pressure was on, and the lads done it, and it made that season all worthwhile. It was brilliant first season together.
Yeah, I can't top the games that Danny's mentioned. They are the ones that stand out. Like they just jump out, and if she says what's the best game, there's nothing beats those two games, to be honest.
Fair play. How long have you guys been in charge at Northfield? How long is it 1 season, 2 seasons?
It was just our first season last year together.
Bloody hell! So you got promotion. So you got promotion the first year.
Well, we obviously we won the league last year. We couldn't get promoted because of the floodlights, and we didn't have the money to go and ground share. So we had to stay in the league, unfortunately. Yeah. And again, everything was set up to push for promotion this year. obviously that's void now. So
yeah,
again, just focus on next season kind of thing.
So the issue with the floodlights, obviously, there's no floodlights at Shenley Lane, the Shenley Lane ground. So what would happen? Say, hypothetical, you start the season, next season, you finish in the first, second place, is the top two that go up. So what will happen then? Will you stay in the same league, or you have to look to ground share? What's the thoughts on that?
Dan, sorry.
We don't know.
Go on, Carl. You
well, yeah. Well, as a trio, we want to push as much as we can. So we were looking to go up. Obviously, we'd have to have a chat with Northfield and the committee and see what they want to do. Obviously, we normally do that, coming towards the end of the season, looking at where we are in the league at that stage, and then it's normally assess them where we want to go. And again, unfortunately, that's been took away from us. But so we go again next season.
Yeah, fair play. I've just had a question come through from Stephen Burnett. He's saying, how far do you think you can take the town? That's on live chat. So I don't know who wants to take that one.
Go on, Si.
No pressure.
To the Premier League.
It's a man that is asking that question.
How far?
I don't know.
That's a good question. I like
that. How long's a piece of string? I guess it all depends on your backing, and everything has to fall into place in these types of situations. You can't answer it. You could just go as high as your limitations, So if there's a budget comes in place further down the line, you get floodlights, you ground share, you move. And who knows how far you keep going? You recruit better players, you take more badges, and all these things. So I would say as high as the sky. You can't put a limit on. You can't just say we can only go 2 or 3 divisions up and that's the end of it. You just keep going and going, and that comes back to our ethos again, isn't it? With ambition. So that's what we are. We've got ambition, and we will push them as far as we can go. And the people around Northfield, the board members and the committee, they've got a lot of passion for the club. And they want to see the club do well. So they'll try everything they can to push us on. And I guess if we got to a point where we needed more, they'd try and go and find it. And we'd also give our 100% effort as a management to push us on as high as we can. And so I would say as high as the sky, there's no limit to anything.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
I think with Northfield, which is unfortunate really, but the area that it's in, it should be as a football club, it should be a lot higher. It's in an area where in South Birmingham where it should be attracting, what Alvechurch is attracting now, what they're doing. But unfortunately, they've never had the lights, and the actual community club have never had the lights there. I don't see that happening anytime soon. But that would be the only thing that would stop anyone progressing, whether it's us or anybody else. Really, it's just financial aspects to progressing and how far you might want to go as a whole football club, as Northfield Town. So that's the only thing that I think in terms of us, we could take it as far as as far as the lid can go.
Yeah. Colin, do you want to chip in? Do you want to say how far you can take the town?
Well, like the lads say, there's as far
obviously you're ambitious.
I think you've got to be ambitious in whatever you do, and you want to be the best at whatever you do. So let's just see, take it each season as it comes, and then you just carry on.
Yeah, no, it's a tough question. Obviously, I know you guys are ambitious. I know you live, breathe, and eat football. I can see, like I say, with what's happened about this season, it's unfortunate. But I know for next season you're going to be really pumped up to get up there again. I mean, obviously you're sitting in second moments. I just want to say, actually, thinking about the league, I noticed I was going to catch a game the other night. It was Solihull United versus Earlswood Town. Now, I didn't actually manage to make that game, but I know Northfield Town, I think they beat Solihull United before in the season. I think they're about 8th or 10th or something. And I know, don't mention again, obviously, Alvis, they won the other day again, obviously a bad game. Yeah, sorry. But what I'm saying is it a bit of a topsy-turvy league? Is there a kind of, I don't know, is it like the Premier League where anybody can beat anybody? What's it like? Or is the kind of, would you say, 4 or 5, teams you think, yeah, got a real good chance of going up? I mean, I want to know what you think about that.
Yeah, I think for me, obviously, the season we won it, where there was, I've said this in a previous interview with you, Stu, that the season we won it, there was probably 3 or 4 good sides, where this season, there's probably 7 or 8. It's far competitive.
Right.
Lots of Coates and Green, Feckenham, they've all improved. Knoll, Knoll were right up there. Obviously, Solihull United again. It's really competitive, and I say next season, it's looking like it's going to be a really good, strong league, and that's what you want. You don't want to play in a league where it's going to be two or three teams in every year, and the chances are you're going to win it. You want to battle that and win it properly. Nothing better than winning a league where you've had to earn it. For me,
I agree.
110% every game. That's what winning's all about. For me, I don't know about that. Simon,
do you think so?
No, I was going to say, I think in every league, no matter what league it is, everybody's capable of beating everybody. Every game's a fresh slate, it's a fresh start, and we try to say that to the players all the time. It's always a potential banana skin when we step out onto the pitch, and especially after the season of being champions, we had a target on our backs every time we played someone else. So we had to always reiterate to the players that they're going to find an extra 10-20% to beat you. So we have to match those efforts no matter what. So it's just those days where some players can't motivate themselves, or they've had long days and they've got lives and families, kids and stresses, and if all that accumulates on one day and you've got 5-6 players that just aren't quite at it, they're the days you can get turned over. So for us, it's just trying to maintain a consistency. We've got a standard, we set a bar, and all the time we're pushing onto the players. It's the responsibilities on you to keep those standards and defend your title. But there's days when we're only human beings, and you get like the last game we played. They happen. And when they do happen, you just learn from them, don't you?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like I say, I've vlogged twice at Northfield. There had one result, which was great, beat the top of the league, and the result, which was an absolute crazy game. I haven't seen football like that for, I can't remember, to be honest with you. I can't remember. So, I mean, these things happen. That's football. But you take the rough with the smooth. Obviously, I can say with my outlook on the league and what I've seen a couple of results. Like I said that Oswald Town, they beat Solihull before, and they're mid-table, so these things can happen. It's football. But go back to some of the questions that I've got as well for you. What would you say is the craziest thing that's happened to you in football? It could be Northfield Town, it could be anywhere. What would you say is the craziest thing that's happened to you in football?
Happened to you?
Well, not you personally, but the craziest thing that you've seen. Have you seen any crazy? Have you had any crazy games? Have you been involved in any crazy games? I mean, that was a crazy game, the last game, but what's the craziest?
Are we talking us as managers, our teams, or just football in general?
Yeah, well, just obviously
players.
Being manager, being a player, obviously you guys have been involved in football a long time. What would you say is the baddest thing that's happened to you in football?
I've seen a funny moment while I played.
Yeah, go on then. Is it somebody who plays for Northfield Town, or is it somebody? Is it one of these two? Yeah.
I won't mention any names, but
okay, go on.
It was a game. It was a game whereby one of my teammates fell out with another player over a free kick, being taken, and resulted in one of them giving each other a ball, and then the other one chasing him around the pitch, following him left, right, and centre. And then the rest of the lads turning around to me because of the person who was doing the chasing, saying, he's your mate, he's your really close mate. You can calm him down. Can you tell him to stop chasing the lad? And to which I said, there's no chance I'm going to be able to stop that person. I'm not mentioning any names or anything like that. And he's not in this.
I reckon it's Simon.
Interview.
Is it Simon? Is it Simon? Oh. Is it Simon?
That was a crazy moment.
That's quality. That's quality.
So, yeah.
That's quality.
One from me.
Well, you, Colin.
Not mentioning names.
I remember Joe Simon's brother-in-law walking over, and they all got pretty.
That's actually a different occasion. That's another one.
Yeah, that's another Simon moment.
That's two then.
So I'm getting painted out to be a real bad character now.
Are you a bit hot-headed, Simon, or what?
Only when he can't take a free kick.
Oh, right, okay. You're on free kicks and penalties then, Simon. I mean, I've been involved in football. Me and Colin actually used to play youth team football many moons ago, and I used to play for a side called Maypole. I also played for Feckham Juniors with Colin as well. The craziest thing I ever saw, I think it was an under 12s game, where I had an under 12s player that actually offered out the opposition manager after a game, which was just like crazy. And the other manager threw a bucket of water over him. This 12-year-old against like a 50-year-old dude. And I was like, it's crazy, but this is like Birmingham, some of the Birmingham football, you know what I mean? It can happen. It can go up, you know. It's one of those things. But
there's actually a time when I think we were both playing for Northfield, weren't we, Dan? And the game got called off because of the fight in the hallway, wasn't it?
I remember that.
I can't remember the details exactly, but helicopters all still kicked off.
Our 60-year-old chairman, Jim one of their players, that's what it was. so they called the old bill on him and the helicopters come.
Well, I mean, obviously, you guys are from Northfield area. My nan and granddad used to live in Northfield on Cromwell Lane near Shenley's Park or whatever. And over there used to be like Sunday league football. I can remember going over there on a Sunday, and there was a lady, and she had like two kids in a pram, and she was threatening the referee. I won't repeat what she said, but she was going to come on the pitch and kill the referee because she didn't agree with his decision. So that's probably another mad thing I've seen. But yeah, it can happen. I think one of his passions in football, it can overspill. But you know, these things can happen. But who's the best player you've seen ever? This is to any of you. Who obviously you watch a lot of non-league football. Who would you say is the best amateur player you've ever seen? You thought could have, should have done something. Is that anybody spring to mind?
Go on, Colin.
Colin, you can say yourself. You can say yourself, Colin.
No, for me, it's hard to judge on players you see or play against, because you might see them play 2 or 3 times a season. You might see him play 2 or 3 times a season. So for me, I would have to go like with the best player I played with, kind of thing. And that would be through longevity, kind of thing. I was lucky enough to, grow up with a group of friends from the age of 14, 15, and that I played with them for every year of football. Finishing in my 30s, and the one lad I played with, nearly every year. And like I say, if you wanted to play someone and you knew you had a winner on your team, kind of thing, was a lad called Wayne Mitchell. He was.
I know him.
You know him yourself.
Oh, very, very well. I played with him. Yeah. Top lad.
The kid was a winner. And like I say, he's breeding it into his 2 sons now as well. Curtis and Dylan. The bloke was frightening. Really good player.
Yeah, top lad, top player. I mean, I used to play centre midfield with him. He's a good kid, good player. But yeah, his sons are at the Villa at the moment. There was at the Albion,
really well,
haven't they?
Yeah, they're doing really well. So
that's good.
I'll pass you on to Danny.
Yeah, go on, Danny. What players have you seen amateur, or any players actually? Who players you may have played with, or?
I'll probably go with the same sort of comment that Colin said. I'll probably go with a player that I played with, really, that always used to stand out for me, really. There's a guy called Sean Williams. Me and Simon played with him. He's still playing now. He's about 38. Can jump about 10 foot tall, even though he's only 5 foot. He's still playing. Played at a really good level. Should have probably played above himself. But yeah, he's when you say that, he's just one player that just naturally just jumps out in terms of a player. But obviously I played with Mitch, and obviously probably didn't play with him in his prime days, but I know what Colin's on about there in terms of his winning mentality and stuff like that. It's something that a player that I looked up when I played with him. Obviously he played in that position, so I know what Colin's saying about him. But yeah, Sean Williams for me, he's a lad that's still playing now.
What position was he, Sean Williams?
So he could play. Well, to be honest, he could play absolutely anywhere. But his best positions was in the wide areas, really. But as he got older, a little bit older now, he started to play in the middle and stuff like that. So, but yeah, he's frightening, quick feet, great leap in the air, great shift and tricky. Just a will, desire to win. But yeah, he was a young lad when I first actually started playing with Simon back in the day. He was a lad in the side when Simon come on the scene and showed his ability as well. Although he's my pal Simon, I didn't want to say him, so
because he's in the room.
But he's up there. He's up there. He's a close third.
Fair play. I'll just dip in quick at what you said about Danny. You said 38 years of age. You've got a player in Northfield Town, Stuart Butcher, who scored the goal against Solihull United. I thought the goal, it was the first goal in the vlog that I've done. People can check it out. There was a ball up to him. He laid it off on his chest, went on the run, got it back, finished it well. I think he's 38 years of age. You said to me, Colin, is that correct? Is he, or I don't know, or was he younger?
Yeah, he's
sorry, yeah.
His birthday the other day, I think it's his birthday. Yeah, it was his birthday the other day. So he was on the 30. You know what? I'm going to say 39. I'm hoping he's listening.
I've got to say, I said to Colin, there was in the second half.
He won't be listening anyway. He'll be doing shuttles or something, won't he?
Yeah, probably.
He's a personal trainer, isn't he, or something?
Yeah.
Well, I said to Colin the other day, and I said there was a second half footage, and I'd seen him, and he tore across the park. He was on the left wing. He tore across the park to the far wing to close the ball down, and I just thought this was late in the game, and I like to see stuff like that. I mean, players. For me, if they've got commitment, heart, and they put the shift in, that's for me what it's all about. You can have a bad game, things, you can have a touch of a real bad touch and things not going right. But if you put your heart and commitment, I think that's a good thing. But yeah, he puts a shift in. What I saw of him, fair play.
To be fair, I mean, go on.
No, I was going to say, like, Stuart came to us quite late in the season, and we don't sign players that like willy-nilly. We're not that type. Like, the group is such a good group. You've got to be a player to get into our group. And when we knew he was available, like, Danny dropped a text to me and Colin, the management group, and we were like, you've got to take it, because it's not the fact that he's a good player. It's just his influence. We talk about commitment and all those things, and he epitomizes all that. So we knew that he was just going to be a win-win-win, both on the pitch and off the pitch. So.
Yeah, well, that's for me. Any football, I watch non-league, I watch professional. If I see players, I mean, they say, okay, check this player, he's a good player, but if they don't put a shift in, I'm on about, okay, you get these players, let's call them luxury players, and they say, they just do their parts in there, don't track back or whatever else. But for me, you can still put. Do you know what I mean? That's the bare minimum as a player. You've got to put a shift in. You've got to, every time you go across that white line, you put that shift in. You come off that part knackered. Because for me, I've seen players who've got big reputations or whatever else, and they just don't put it in. Some of them just sort of, casually floating around. I don't know, it's fair. I know you instill that into the players. Obviously, we had a half-time access for the last game. I didn't show it all, obviously, but I heard what you were saying, and you instill that into the players. Go out there and get switched on. Do you know what I mean? That's what you instill in the players, and that's so fair play. Going back onto what we was talking about, to who's the best amateur player you've ever seen? Who's the best amateur player you've seen, Simon?
Amateur player.
You're going to say Danny now, aren't you?
Or definitely going to say
I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult to say. There's a lot of good players, like for different reasons, like good goal scorers. Danny was like the type of probably the most influential player I could think of that I played with. And there's good captains, fantastic goalkeepers, they're different players. But I mean, I was fortunate enough when I was younger. I was an England schoolboy, so I played with some top players there. So like Joe Cole's the one that I from the moment I laid eyes on him, I was like, this kid's going to be world class. So when you say amateurs, there's amateurs and there's levels, and these lads with different levels, and then the as I say, the non-league players I've played with, there's just loads of them. It's hard to really just say one in particular is the best, because now that we're managers and coaches, you appreciate the game from different aspects, and then you realise that players like Daniel, for what he did in the team, are the unsung players, you can't do without them. It's easy to just say, I played with a kid that's got great feet and put a ball in the top corner. But then there's your left backs, your centre halves, your goalkeepers. I couldn't name one, to be honest.
Colin's like,
you play left back, Cole, yeah?
Did you go?
I was a winger, but last time we played.
Yeah, I was going to say, Colin, when I played you, Colin, you was a winger. So did you? Did you go back to?
That must have been a long time ago.
I couldn't run. I got to rise. I couldn't run.
To be fair, though, sorry to put in Simon. I'll go get back to you just quickly. My niece, obviously, the girls play a lot of football now. It's getting massive. Girls football. My niece, she plays left wing back. And I was, just going through a few things over the field. Like she said, "Can you coach me and stuff?" So I was showing a few things. But the shift in that they play from fullback now. I know people say, "Oh yeah, drop back to fullback." The shift the left wing backs shift they put in, he's probably more than the probably wingers these days.
It was really hard work. Yeah, playing.
All right, Carl. You just like saying there, yeah. Fair play. Yeah. Sorry. So go back into what you were saying, Simon. Regards.
I was just going to add a detail, because when you mentioned Colin being a left back or a defender, I think that's one of the things as a group of managers that we have. Like, so Danny was a midfield player by trade.
Yeah.
Colin's a defender by trade, and I was a centre forward. So we've got a good. The whole pitch, the whole view of the pitch. So when we got halftime team talk, we see the game from our playing perspectives. So we see things that others probably wouldn't see. Colin will pick up on detail around defending, or how you would deal with a winger if the left back or the full backs are struggling. He would in the dressing room. Me, I personally could probably say to my centre forwards, these are the weaknesses of the centre backs. If you've not noticed, he's not strong on his left side, his right side, press him on his right, run into the channels, or come short, he doesn't want to come with you. Those types of things. And then again, Danny will do those types of things from central midfield. So again, that's just luck. That's just the way it's fell for us, but it's definitely helped us.
Forgive my ignorance. Did you lads all play together in the same team? Did you? I didn't know this. Did you all play in the same team together?
We played at the Austin together for a while.
Right. Okay.
I didn't play with Simon. I don't think. I might have played bits and bobs when I had to come on or play because we were short. Yeah. But I had a good few years with Danny, and then obviously met Simon. So yeah.
No, fair play.
Yeah, me and Simon played together for quite a few years prior to obviously playing with Colin at the Austin and stuff like that. So and that's how me and Simon met, and then obviously the circle got bigger, and when we went to play for Austin and stuff like that.
So what club did you play for previously before the Austin and Danny and Simon? What club was that?
For me, there's been lots of different clubs around non-league football and stuff like that. So obviously, I played for Northfield Town for a significant amount of time, really, as my main club. But where I met Simon when I first started playing was when we was at Earlswood Football Club. But Simon hadn't been playing. He hadn't been playing for a number of years. Then he fell out of love a bit for football. I think he looked a little bit better himself.
Yeah. Fair dues. But obviously, you guys, you love it. You love it now. You eat, sleep, and breathe it. Obviously, it's at the moment, it's I don't know when we're going to see it back. I mean, the Euros are off. I think that's probably the right move. Copa America's off. Just got to wait to see what happens to the Premier League now. Obviously, as Simon was saying previously, you're a Liverpool fan. You're the guys at Blue Noses, aren't you? You're Blue City fans, Danny, Colin.
Yeah.
I'm a closet Liverpool fan as well.
Oh, you're a closet Liverpool fan as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think should happen about the Premier League? I mean, Liverpool have been waiting for the league 30 years, so it's. I personally think they should just give them the league. That nobody's going to catch them. I think they should just give them the league. What's your thought?
For me, I think like you said, it's done. It's finished. Liverpool have won it, but it's like the relegation side of it for me. And I think there's so much money involved with top level football now. I think they will wait and push it back because I think for me it has to be finished. So I think just everything will be a knock-on effect and go back when that is. So we don't know, but I can see them wanting to finish that. To be quite honest.
Well, there'll be a lot of Villa fans very happy if that stays the same. If they don't get relegated, because obviously there's touch and go.
That's why I want to see it carry on.
Well, I've done a vlog, another vlog on my channel. I went to Leicester Villa game and Leicester beat them 4-0. And I mean, 5 minutes into the game, Villa they put up a little bit of a scrap, but after that, just kind of that was it. They were gone. But I think if it is the case, I think they'll be lucky to, there's no relegation because after that showing off, I think they were gone personally. But is me waffling? Sorry, Simon, go get. What do you think? Liverpool should be handed the league.
You just come.
From a Liverpool fan's perspective, I think it feels like a bit of an anticlimax if you just give it to us.
That's another thing as well.
I think we'd want to win it. Like if you just says, "Oh, they've got the title," give them the title.
Proper.
It
I know what you're
feel like
saying.
you've really won the title. It's just like a token gesture. So
yeah,
I think if we have to do it all again next year, I'd rather do it all again next year and go and win it. To be honest.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. It's like what Colin said earlier. He said about if you're going to win the league, we're talking about Midland Football League, Northfield Town. If you want to win the league, you want to win it in style. You want to, nail it on. So I can understand what you're saying there, Simon. You don't want it just to be go. It's handed to you. We've stopped the league. I can understand that, but as for Liverpool supporters perspective, Liverpool. For me, my personal opinion, nobody's going to catch them. So, I think they should be given the league. But I understand what you're saying as well. We want to win it where it's not fair. The season's over. What?
It's not just that. It's just like you got to think how that title's presented to you. You know what I mean? So, when you win it on the day that you win it. The adulation and the joy that you feel. I mean, they could potentially be given a title in an empty stadium.
Well, this is another thing, yeah. That's another thing.
And it would feel weak after 30 years of waiting. It would feel.
That would because I've got family. My brother-in-law is a Scouser, and my niece is a massive Liverpool fan. She's the footballer. Basically, they were saying to me, when Liverpool win the league, they're going to go to Liverpool and they want to see the open top. you know, they want to go out there in the streets of Liverpool and see that bus come through. That's the thing. If all of a sudden, I agree with what you're saying. If they were to kind of say, okay, we're going to give Liverpool the league, you go, there's a trophy. Yeah. But Jordan Henderson, you know, the captain in you know the club, and there's no celebration and everything else.
No, yeah,
I totally understand. Yeah,
BIRMZE, I think the key word that's being used and really is given. You don't get given anything, do you? And we're talking about, like, you're going to get given the Premiership League, you're going to get given a title. No one gets given anything. You're going to want to earn it, aren't you? So I think, if it was me, if I was in their shoes, regardless of Midland football or the Premiership, wouldn't feel right for me. Obviously, I want Liverpool to win the league, and hopefully they do extend the season. But the fact that the word being given banded around, that's just not. It's just don't sit right, does it?
Oh yeah, I understand.
It just, you know what I mean? You got to earn it, and so I think that's a big key factor. It's got to be a big key factor in terms of the decision making there.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think with, I don't know how far this thing is going to go. I mean, I'm looking at other countries, Italy, Spain, and everything else. My cousin lives in Shanghai. He said he was on lockdown there. It lasted about 2 or 3 months. So, looking at the situation, if it goes another 2 months, yada yada yada. I mean, what do you do? Do you finish off the Premier League just before the new league starts? I know it's all things to think about. I mean, there's other pressing things, you know, normal life to think about. But it's just how do you do it? I personally think the Premier League needs to end by hook or by crook before you start the new season. That's what I think. I don't know what you lads think.
My personal opinion would be you've just got to finish it, even if it means going into the start of next season and not having the next season, and then you do the season after when you start. But you started this, so you finish it.
Yeah,
I agree.
Starting the season later instead of August.
Yeah, like that. And I'm saying, let's imagine that this continued all the way to August when the new season started, and we had to play the 12 games. And now they're going, now what? Well, if we had to, you just say, well, now you give all the players the rest of the year off until next August. If it's unprecedented time, so you just do what you got to do. You couldn't then turn around and say, let's start the new season then in October, unless you wanted to. That's down to the players, but you've got to finish this season, no matter when it starts. Just finish it, and then deal with the other bit after. Deal with the next season, the following decision after that, but finish.
But it's also, but it's also the Champions League. The Champions League, which hasn't been sorted out. You got the Europa League as well. Okay, look at the Championship. Okay, you look at Leeds and West Brom. Leeds have been trying to get into the Premier League for God knows how long. You know, do you just say to them, okay, we'll start again with you guys? Nobody's promoted, nobody's relegated. It's just, I don't know.
That's why I say you have to finish it, because they've earned the right. So you can't take it away from anybody. Like, just finish it. It's 12 games, get them done, and no matter when it comes, and then you deal with the issue after that. Just finish the season. Just finish it, in my opinion.
Do you think the Midland Football League should have just maybe done the same? Or do you think that's the right call, just to end it there and then? I don't know who wants to chip in on that.
I think we're different. This is different sport in comparison to the riches of the Premier League. So it's easy for them to just tear up the book on us and say your season's finished and you start again. It's not going to change lives, is it? At our level, it's not going to go down in history books, and people are going to be flabbergasted. They'll just deal with it and get on with it. That's the way it is, isn't it? Unfortunately,
there could have maybe been an option to kind of do the same kind of thing though. Like, but how many games you guys got left of the season? You got 8 games, 10 games.
It's about 10 games, I think.
10 games.
Yeah, about that. I can't think of the top of my head. But I think the biggest thing why it couldn't be extended for us is, especially at the level that we're at, is the pitches, because the cricket and stuff like that. So, like, for example, there's no way we will be able to carry on playing at our ground because because the cricket season starts, and there's a number of teams in our league exactly the same. Obviously, as you go up the levels, like the league above and stuff like that, it might be different. But even if you go even higher than that, you're looking at even at like Stourbridge and stuff like that. They've got cricket at their places and stuff like that. So it's too much logistics, I think, for them to make that decision. And I think this has never happened before in terms of that. So I think whether they did it or whether they extended it or tried to extend it or not, or they've done what they've done, I think there's always going to be that element of, you coulda, woulda, shoulda. Got to make a decision. Decision's got to be made, hasn't it? So,
it's a crazy. I was saying earlier when we started, it's a crazy time. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. Crazy. I'm sure you'll. I'm sure you'll share my same thoughts. Really. It's just like, what do you do? What do you do? But
definitely.
Okay. Well,
you can't win, so.
Yeah, but like I say, I think really we've been on an hour now, so I think all that's left for me to say is thanks, lads, for joining me, and I hope your family stay safe.
Yeah, brilliant.
I look forward to seeing you, next season, and do a vlog at Northfield Town. So, see you next season. Take care. All the best to you.
Cheers, BIRMZE. Thanks, mate.
We'll have to do. Yeah, we'll have to do.
I need to get the bacon on now. No, let's get a salad on the go.
We'll have to do this again. We'll have have another chat. It's been good. Enjoy it tonight. Thanks, boys. I know it's tough times. Cheers. Thank you. All the best. Ta-da.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.